They're putting up white-only signs. Here in Missouri, they're trying to start a white-only community. I don't give a fuck. The reasoning is it's time to speak out. Every random person watching this, it's time. Holy fuck.
The folks building up that white-only community in Missouri are very funny because if you know your history, you'll realize that it's going to collapse upon itself. It's going to fail.
So y'all muckers over here building white-only communities, and y'all didn't even think this through? Y'all peep this.
Do you remember when Trump, signed an executive order actually bringing back segregation? And people were like, no, it's just, employers deciding not to, employ certain people because, they don't want to. That shouldn't be a crime, right? And they were saying that black people were overly stretching the truth until when we started seeing palm-colored only signs in some shops, and we brought those videos, and then we started seeing kind of like a lot of embodiment and boldness of these people, right? And just a few days ago, there's a palm-colored only community in Arkansas, and now it is extending to Missouri. And that's why people are like, now we need to talk about this, yeah? But hi, my people, welcome back to the channel. I do hope that from wherever you are watching this from, you are doing all right. I do hope that God has protected you and preserved you very well. Thank you to all of you that support me on here. And of course, my members, a big shout out to you guys. Yes, we have another interesting episode to look at even today. It looks like segregation and boldness of some of these people is literally getting extreme, and guess what? Nobody is checking them out, right? But we have reactions of both black and palm-colored people that are against this. They have a lot to say, and I want you guys to listen to them. Shout out to all of them creators. We'll come back and talk about it. Just do me a favor and like the video, share it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you all think.
Up whites-only signs in Missouri. Like, that's surreal. Apparently happening right now. All of you fuckers that denied Project 2025 would ever happen, all of you can absolutely go for yourselves. Go play in traffic. Like, for real. This is insane. To everybody in Missouri that has, like, a level-headed brain, like, seriously, if you see one of those businesses that has, like, a whites-only sign, and you're a white person that really thinks all of this is fucked up, I want you to go in that store and just act like a bull in a China shop. Man, if we do it everywhere, they'll stop doing it. Seriously, destroy the place. All of them. If the owners try to stop you, assault them. Them too. I live in New York. They won't try that here. We will fire in those places to the fuck.
The folks building up that white-only community in Missouri are very funny because if you know your history, you'll realize that it's going to collapse upon itself. It's going to fail. And I really feel like they're going to notice that it's failing whenever Becky's trying to make burrito tacos and she's really fed up. And they'll find somebody else to blame at the end of the day because these people have insane egos and are just extremely racist. Like, the thought of maybe my ignorance and my stupidity led to this failure is too much for them. They can't compute it because for centuries, they've been telling themselves that they're better than because of the color of their skin, because they're white, they're pure, they're God's gift to earth, you know what I mean? And their whole existence depends upon having their ego stroked by society. And if you don't stroke their ego, they're going to lash out. They're going to wild out. Like, and it's because they don't have any kind of culture. They don't have anything to really cling to besides whiteness. Because a lot of white people have lost their culture as a result of coming over here from Europe. And because they lost their culture, lost their heritage, they're always trying to infiltrate black and brown communities and take what they can and bring it back to them. You know what I mean? Because it's like they see that our communities are built on love and care for one another. And white supremacy doesn't allow for that. It drives for individualism. It drives for you not to care about anybody but yourself because you're trying to reach a level of white supremacy that'll allow you to not give up anybody, that'll allow you to be extremely superior. White supremacy doesn't just mean supremacy over black and brown folks. It's supremacy over other white people as well, because capitalism is one of the things that really holds up white supremacy and allows it to function and run rampant.
While y'all over here arguing with fucking Africans and trying to boycott
African businesses, baby, in Missouri, they are putting up white-only signs. So while you guys want to argue with people of the same hue, they are putting up white-only signs. So when the arguing is done and everybody looks up and you go to break bread with each other, you're not going to be able to go eat there. Granted, we don't want to. We don't want to. Their food is bland. They just threw a little salt and pepper on it. But it's about seeing what is happening. While they are carving out their white-only communities, we won't have anything because you're too busy arguing about who came from where. So while you guys want to argue with them Africans who came over to your land, baby, the whites is carving out their white-only towns. Fuckins right now. We need to be talking about our land. How you carving out a white-only town on our land? Let's not forget, not our monkeys, not our circuses, even if they do have the same hue. As Black Americans, we need to be getting back our land. We need to be taking back what was stolen from our ancestors. That is what all of this is about. We need to carve out our land. Hey, this land is my land, and this land is my land. This land is not your land and my land. This land is officially our land. And if you are not a Black American, get the hell. You're not our problem, not our monkey, not our circus.
There are whites-only signs being erected in Misouri, the Ozarks. And I guess I'm wondering, like, why are we surprised? Why are we surprised? Here's my thing. Apparently, it's this community called For the Land or something like that. And they plan to go across all 50 states, creating white-only communities where nobody else, like no other kind of people can come in. And they can have their own rules and be completely purebred for their ancestors and stuff. And here's my thing. That's fine. I actually would prefer if all the racist people were to go live in the woods away from... But here's the issue. When Black communities come together, Black Tulsa, when Black communities come together and they actually start doing something, they actually succeed and get somewhere, it's always taken away, burned to the ground. Lake Lanier, hello? That's my thing. And it frustrates me when it comes to the Black community as well. It's like, we still can't bring our businesses, like our wealthy Black businesses, back to the hood. Y'all ask Black people, why don't you bring your businesses back to the hood? It's so much deeper than that. Like, we have been so programmed that we don't even help each other anymore. And this is just truth. This is just fact, y'all. I can only speak on my community because I don't know anything else about any other community. Y'all tell me. But that is what I've noticed about the Black community. I think that we don't actually believe that we can be something. We can be a force to be reckoned with. We individually have our own thoughts, yes, about what we could be, but I don't think as a collective we have come together yet and really admitted to ourselves that we can be better than what we are. I recently heard about this theory, right? It's called the flea theory. Let me show y'all. So basically, they got a generation of fleas and they put them in an open canister with the lid off. And the fleas would jump out. They'd escape. And then as they kept on breeding the fleas and the generations kept on going, with the second one, they would put the lid right here. Let's just say at the top. And they started, and when they hit the top, that third generation only jumped to the top. Then they lowered it. By the fourth generation, they were only jumping to where they put the lid, even when the lid was off. Now, once the fifth generation came along, they left it completely open, and none of the generations jumped past that limit they did with the fourth. Are you catching what I'm putting down? It gets to a point that you're made to believe for so long that you are nothing, and you can be nothing, you can accomplish nothing, that you start to really actually be that and believe that. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, it's really sad that racists can come together and do more for their community than we can as Black people, and I feel like we have to do better. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so in a nutshell, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about the white community thing. I didn't even bat an eye, to be honest. Ugh, baby, I live in the South. So, yeah. Anyway, y'all, thanks for coming to my side talk. That's it.
Just a heads up. Here in Missouri, they are trying to build like an all-whites community in Springfield, Missouri. Like literally just a neighborhood just full of white people. Like, I don't understand why this is not like making like headlines right now. I really think that will not fly well, I mean, in this day and age, but we'll see what happens.
So they're doing a whites-only community in Arkansas and the fucking Ozarks. A whites-only community in Arkansas. This is where we're at in America today. Like, what the mean you don't want to be around people that look like me? Us brown people are fucking cool as hell. Positive vibes, good food, beautiful people. Like, what the do you mean you guys want to live in a whites-only community in America in the year 2025? What had to happen in your childhood or growing up that as adults you guys decided you guys want to live in a whites-only community? Doesn't that sound fucking stupid? How racist do you have to be to want to live in a whites-only community? I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but even if I was white, that sounds lame as, like, I would never want to do something like that. That sounds fucking boring.
160-acre white-only community is being built. No blacks, no Jews, no LBG community, and no mixed race. And then they have the audacity to call it the return of the land. But let me break down the part that they're not saying out loud. Some of these people setting up shops are police officers. You know, the ones who swore in to protect and serve. Yeah, them. History shows us exactly how this goes. Every time we build up our community, they tear it down. From Tulsa to Rosewood to every black neighborhood that they burnt down, patrolled, and destroyed. Let's be clear, this is not their land. This is indigenous land. Their land is across the Atlantic in Europe. But here they are, building their so-called portrait of white race as if they owned the land. My question to you guys, what are sundown towns? Aren't they white-only towns?
Oh my gosh, these white people are going crazy. So you know they're putting up white only sign in Missouri. Come on, guys. I need you guys to put it all over the United States so we know who the we with as black people. So we actually know who the paid our ass. Let's see how long that we go. Yeah, Marcus. Y'all ain't gonna survive this war you're trying to get into. White only sign? Come on, guys. Nobody buy this shit you guys are selling. Okay? Come on. Nobody. Do you want a separation? We want it, so we know. We already know you hate us. We just want to know who you mother really are. That's all it is. We don't give a fuck. Stay on your own.
A whites-only community could be coming to Missouri in 2025, and yes, you are hearing me correctly. An actual group called Return to the Land is trying to build a segregated whites-only town near Springfield, Missouri. And this isn't parody, and this is not satire. This is happening in America right now. The founder says that they want to return to their roots, but come on, guys, let's be real. This isn't about heritage. This is about hate. This is about building a safe space for white supremacy under the guise of community. And what's even more disturbing, these people feel so emboldened these days that they're not even hiding it anymore. They're openly promoting racial segregation like it's normal, like this country didn't literally fight an actual civil war to end this bullshit. This is what happens when politicians feed the lie that diversity is the problem. This is what happens when you have people in power pushing the idea that America was better when it was whiter. They want to isolate, they want to indoctrinate, they want to raise their kids in a world where no one challenges their racism, their ignorance, or their twisted version of history. So, here's the question. How in the hell are we letting this happen in broad daylight? Where are the zoning boards? Where are the civil rights investigations? And where is the national outrage? Because if they succeed here, this won't be the last. It'll literally be the blueprint. We are watching the normalization of white nationalism one community at a time. And if you're not disturbed by that, you're either racist yourself or you're just not paying attention.
Did Missouri just travel back to the 1950s? Well, this is Trump's America, so probably. According to new reports, a whites-only community could be coming to Missouri, with one already established in Arkansas. A man by the name of John Wesley Norton is trying to build what he calls a conservative, Christian, whites-only community outside of Springfield, Missouri. He says this community is for like-minded people. Let's be real, that means racists and segregation. This is in no way about values, this is about exclusion. It's about resurrecting white supremacy under the guise of freedom of association. And Missouri officials, they're silent, as you'd expect. They say nothing illegal is going on and it's private land. Since when did racism need a permit? If you're more upset about people protesting over the human rights violations of immigrants right now than you are about the resurrection of Jim Crow, then you're the problem. This isn't just a Missouri issue, this is a warning. Racism is alive and well, and it's buying land and building fences.
You guys, this is so wild and disturbing. There is a whites-only community being built in the Ozarks. I'm really disturbed. This seems like a reintroduction to segregation. So this community is located on 160 acres of land. It is called Return to the Land. There's about 40 people living on it right now. This includes people of law enforcement and federal agents. Nobody except for whites are allowed on this community compound. You also can't be gay or Jewish. And it is run by this guy right here, Eric Orwell. It's cut off at the top, but he is quoted as saying, "You want a white nation? Create a white town." It can be done, and we're doing it. It says over the last year and a half that they have been building this, what I'm going to call a compound. This movement started organizing online. In an interview with Sky News, this information was found out. I feel like I can't say that, but there were those in references on a public chat in Telegram. There was also 14 words, including and referring to this. And he seems to even go on and support Hitler. Let me show you a little video.
We've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture. Yeah, not just white, but white American.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, I mean, it's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they're being kept out.
Well, I mean, you don't let everyone into your home.
This is their symbol. Eric insists that what they're doing is entirely legal. He says it's a private club, so it's exempt from equality legislation. And just so you know, there are plans to expand this in other areas. I thought I'd leave you guys with just a little more information that you're probably going to want to pause and read from Eric Orwell.
First of all, with that executive order of him bringing back segregation, he allowed segregation in like federal facilities. So it's literally not illegal for you to segregate and be like, you know what? We don't want to mix, okay? We don't want to eat with you. We don't want to shop with you. We don't want to live with you. This is where it all began from. That is, these people are literally following the same things that he initiated. And he brings them bit by bit. Bit by bit, there's always one thing that is coming. And now just like that in Arkansas, these people started this and they're like, you know, we want, like the movement is called Going Back to the Land, right? Correct me if I am wrong, right? If you left a certain land and went and stole another, right? And chased and unalived the natives and took that land to be yours, right? And then you're saying now, you've been on this land. You still even have towns that are dominated by you. Nobody else lives in these towns, right? And then you're saying you're starting a movement, coming back to the land. What do you mean? Do you mean going back to the land where you came from, which is the UK or England or Britain? Or you're talking about what we did was not enough. We need to make sure that we erase, because I guess they want a palm colored only community. And this video is for information purposes only, because to be honest, I don't understand what is wrong with these people. In 2025, people are still battling and talking about sundown towns. And there's another that is brewing up. And you're saying that Trump didn't bring segregation back? I think you're wrong. You need to look into it, because he gave them more boldness. Racists are more bolder than ever before, because they have someone that supports them. Because, yes, according to him and them, they have every right to speak, right? But let black people begin. Because I have a question. What would happen if black people decided to buy a huge piece of land and maybe start farming there as a black community? Nobody else is welcomed, right? What is going to happen? I think we kind of have an idea of what will happen, because black farmers have been crying for simply existing and buying pieces of land, and these people are literally bringing their animals to destroy these farms. And these people are literally setting these farms on fire. And these people are literally pew-pewing black farmers. I think we have an idea. But then what they are doing is okay. I think it goes to show you the people that say, not everything is about race. It is. Especially in a society like America, which was established on concepts of race. They can't run away from it. Yeah? It would have been made better because at least black people fought for every person's rights. But Trump made sure that he literally took America back 60 years back. 60 years of civil rights. All reversed. It's like washing and then putting in the sand. Not black people doing it, but this time, them palm-colored people. And I'm like, why do they hate other people so bad? Because I don't understand. I know you want to be superior. It is okay. If you really want to be that, that is okay. But why do you always reflect it like with hating others? I mean, be as great as you want to be. Yeah, but do not inflict it on others, because that's exactly what they are doing. Now, I know a lot of people that are like, it is okay, let them be in their communities, we will know and all. Until when you probably are working in that area as a truck driver and then you get unalived. Isn't it been happening? So people, I don't think black people have a problem with this. But then a problem develops when black people don't want to stay in your towns, but simply because a black person has passed, because probably they've been working and you have the urge to take them down. Why do they have that mindset? A lot of people would like to connect these people, okay, some of these people, to the Antichrist, because this is like a cult and it is too deeply rooted in these people, and they don't find a problem with all the hateful things. Well, if people saying, it's not segregation, it's nothing, well, these people have been raising Confederate flags and they've been protected by the law. That's why black people are not joking anymore. You bring your shenanigan and try to provoke them, they will give you what you are asking for. But it is so crazy that in 2025, this is okay to see. And the government is not seeing a problem with this because it's a private property. Okay. Well, when Muslims come to your country, they are terrorists. When immigrants try to work so hard and they succeed, or they are stealing, but they are working so hard. Man, segregation in real life, it's happening right now. It's happening, and I think my prayer is always to you, my people, and those of you that oppose the system, to stay safe out there, because these people have nothing to lose. All they care for is taking down someone, okay? So they will do whatever it takes, and now that they have a leader that supports this nonsense, oh dear, they are going to even become more bolder and bolder. But anyway, I want you guys to let me know what you think. I think from me for today, that's it. I do love all of you, and I'll see you in another amazing video. Stay safe and protect your own. Please make sure you check on your people, because otherwise, what is coming is even more dangerous, to be honest. What Trump is unleashing on the United States of America is more dangerous, and some people are not awake enough to realize it, because probably they are in a deeper slumber. They hate wokeness. Anywho, I'll see you in another amazing video. Bye.